Welcome to your tutorial for using the Volunteer Toolkit, which is provided by the Girl Scouts of USA. What is covered today is how to access the VTK, planning your year, planning meetings with the VTK, and using it to communicate with parents and knowing what they see. You can use the VTK to explore and use pre-planned meeting activities such as journeys or badges. You can record attendance, track girls' progress, and share the girls' achievements with their parents. You can communicate with the parents by one click with email. You can find resources such as safety activity checkpoints for travel, and you can view your troop roster and submit financial reports, which we'll review in a future tutorial. How you access the Volunteer Toolkit is by going to citrus-gs.org and clicking on the My GS tab. From there, you can either choose Member Profile to choose looking at your troop roster or Volunteer Toolkit to log in. If you have trouble logging in, there is a new way to reset your password right on the site, or you can contact Citrus Customer Care. Now you can access your Volunteer Toolkit on your smartphone, Android, tablet, or PC. I use the tablet to wander around at meetings, but don't forget to download or print your meeting plan just in case you lose Wi-Fi at your meeting location. How to plan your year on the Volunteer Toolkit. It's nice and easy if you choose a pre-selected track. If you're not new to this and have tried it before, you might want to build your own. We're going to start by selecting a track for a brownie troop. In this, I have a multi-level troop, but we'll cover that later. I'm going to browse the pre-selected tracks. Make sure that you do take the time to review the tracks. You can do that on the Explore tab before you select your year, because if you choose a different track, it starts everything over and overrides the previous track. I'm going to select this Brownie Badges option. We're going to go and look at the preview of these meetings, and I like what I see, so I'm going to select this track. Now it has put this into my year plan, and I'm going to look at these. I think I'll rearrange them. So you go to the gray area next to the meeting number or date, and you drag and drop them to change that. Next, we're going to go to Manage Calendar to put meeting dates in here. So we have our meeting plan, but there are no dates assigned to it. So we go to Manage Calendar, and we have to select a start date for our meetings, then include whether they meet bi-weekly, weekly, monthly, the frequency. We can delete popular holidays, or we can go to activities and add our own. Don't forget to add the location of your meetings, and you can then click Update Calendar. Then your calendar should start to look like this. Next, we're going to add an activity. We'd like to go to the zoo. We'll put in the location, the cost, and maybe a little note to the parents, and of course the dates and times. And then click Add an Activity. If you'd like to add an activity as a badge instead of as a custom activity, then you go to the year plan and select Add an Activity. It opens up a menu of possible choices of badges, and here we're going to select Outdoor Art Creator and add it to our year. It adds it to the end of the year, but I decide I'd like to delete it. That's easy enough. Combining meetings is especially important to my community because we have several multi-level troops. But let's start with combining two badges into one meeting. Click on the number that you see on the date. Go to See More Calendar Options. Here it will pull up a list of all of your meetings. Select the meetings that you want to combine. And continue. Then you want to select the date of the first meeting in the group. And you see that it's saved them both on the same date. But I think I need to rearrange them again, so I'll drag and drop it on the gray side next to the number. I added the Echo Tracker badge on the cadet level to show you how this works for a multi-level troop. We need to select the date that we chose for the Brownie meeting for the cadets to join. And when it's complete, you'll see that there are 2 items for the same date, one for cadets and one for Brownies. If you used the VTK to plan your meetings in the past but then stopped, it's definitely worth another look because of the new resources and abilities that have been added recently. For instance, if you have a Daisy troop, they have 2 different tracks which are for first year or second year Daisies. One way that you can check your meeting is to go down below here in the year plan where you see it in yellow. The first meeting is always in yellow. There are also information from the council in yellow. Or you can click on the meeting plan. And I would like to look ahead to the next meeting. From there, you can go to a meeting overview that explains a little bit about what you expect. Or you can check the activity plan, and this includes your script, if you choose to use the script. The materials list is handy to help you shop for materials or put them together and make sure that you have them. Under Manage Communications, you can record attendance and achievements like if they've earned a badge. You can add meeting aids here, and there's a long list of those. And here's the agenda that the girls can use to plan the time for their meeting. And you can add a new agenda item just like that. If you choose to add a note that will not be seen by parents, that is only seen by your co-leader. So that's a good way to give them a helpful reminder. The VTK can be a useful tool for communicating with parents, but first you're probably a little confused about what the parents can view. Under the Manage Troop, where you see your troop's roster, they don't see that. That's something we'll cover in the future. They only see information about their girl and their membership. But with the meeting overviews, they can see a lot of the things you can see. They can see the overview, they can see what their girl has achieved, the materials you need, and yes, they can see troop financials, so keep that in mind. To communicate with the parents, you can go to a meeting and then go ahead and send them an email straight from that meeting. It can either pull the list from your troop roster or you can add your own emails. It will automatically enter the overview for the meeting as the body of your email, and that's a little wordy, so you might want to edit that down. You can include forms here. For instance, if your parents are not handing in their health forms, it's a good time to send them that reminder. If you haven't checked the Resources tab lately, you can find that you can download many new resources here. And just in the past few months, so many things have been added, so take another look at that. You can learn more at the volunteer section of the Citrus website. Thanks for listening. If you still need help, please contact Citrus Customer Care at the information below.